Good afternoon, folks. This is 3 questions for people pursuing passions. Easy for me to say. This is part of Millsyblog, where we really just want to talk to people who are following things that they care about. How did they get started? I'm always impressed by people who have the courage to say, you know, this is something that I've always wanted to do, and I'm just going to go for it. And so hopefully you will find that interesting as well. And we're here with a good friend of mine, Sara Hanna from Sara Hanna Photography. That's www.sarahanna.com. No H's on the end of either.
Correct.
And so Sara's going to talk to us a little bit about today her passion for photography and how we got going. Sara and I have known each other for about 13 years, actually. We're both from the balmy city of Rochester, New York, and found our way to Atlanta and got to know each other here through mutual friends from home. So, Sara, thanks for joining us today.
Happy to be here.
You are our first guest on this blog segment, so thanks for being the guinea pig.
Thank you for thinking of me.
Absolutely. So, let's start with the easy one. 3 questions. 1, tell us a little bit about Sara Hanna Photography.
Sara Hanna Photography started, gosh, probably about a year and a half ago. What I tend to focus on is commercial photography. The majority of my clients are businesses. I shoot a lot of interiors of hotels, Marriott chain, local restaurants, tuk-tuk Thai food, a lot of local restaurants here. I do a lot of portraits, a lot of product photography. So that's basically my main focus.
Okay. Second question, when did you first realize your passion for photography?
I have always loved taking pictures. Ever since I was younger, I was always the one out of all my friends that had a camera with me. And a handful of years ago, I decided I wanted to get a real camera, so I went out and got a nice DSLR camera, shot with it for a year or 2, and realized I really didn't know how to use it. I was just shooting in automatic mode. So I wanted to learn how to maximize the camera and be able to take pictures. And you know, I used to see the images of people where, you know, you'd be completely in focus and things would be blurred behind you.
Right.
And I wanted to know how to do that. So I decided to take classes at the Showcase School of Photography. Took my first class, took Digital Photography 101, and couldn't get enough of it. From there, the next quarter, I took probably 2 classes. Took 102, composition, people, editing courses, basically everything that they offered at the school. I just went in and took all within about you know, a year period. And by the end of it, I was ready and felt I pretty much knew what I was doing. So
once you got started, it was just the passion to go for it.
I hate to say it became consuming, but I mean, it's just all I could think about during that time. I wanted to get a better camera. I wanted to get more lenses. I was always looking for opportunities, people to shoot, or where I could go, what I could do. Everywhere I went, I'd bring my camera with me. Would go to a friend's house for a small gathering. I'd have my camera with me.
Yes, I know. It's really fascinating to see how you've gone from, and I always sensed that you had a great eye. You would just take these photos, and you know, I have a camera, and it never turns out well. Somebody's always blinking or has red eye, and you just always had this ability to catch something unique. And so to see that, you know, from that just at a child's birthday party to now, you know, shooting for Jezebel and you know, the Eligible Bachelor issue or one of those things, and really seeing the quality. It's just truly impressive to see in such a short time how you've been able to do that. So
thank you.
Third question, how did you decide to go from a hobby to a career, and what does that look like? Are you full-time? Is it a part-time endeavor? How did that work?
It is not full-time. I went from hobby to profession actually without even consciously deciding to. Again, I had taken the classes, I was out there, I was talking to people, I always had my camera with me, I was taking pictures, and I was at a party with a friend of mine named Beth Weitzman, who's the editor of Jezebel at the time, now Modern Luxury, all of Modern Luxury magazines across the country. And we were at a party, and she was telling me how there was an event coming up, and the photographer had flaked on her and said, "Do you want me to give you a shot?" And I was like, "Yes, I would love to." So that was my first professional gig, and from there, it just, I'd say it snowballed, but I feel like it like avalanched, or I don't know how to say it. It was just amazing. So I guess it's safe to say, a good job with that, because she kept asking me to do more, and then it grew from event photography only to shooting interiors of restaurants that had just opened up, food of restaurants, portraits of local notable Atlantans, that kind of thing.
And you took some classes, but you really just, you know, a new experience, be like, well, today I'm taking photos of food.
Yep, had never shot food before, and so just opportunity after opportunity just kept presenting itself, and then from there we had lots of contacts, and people at a restaurant, for example, would love the images that I took, and then they would hire me again outside of the magazine. So I just, through connections and relationships, was just able to really grow it and establish a really great base of clients.
And that's one of the things that I've constantly realized, is that, you know, great opportunities come really from relationships. People know you, they trust you, and then once you get in the door and do the good work, they come back to you. This is Michael Mills here with Sara Hanna from Sara Hanna Photography. We're going to switch gears now and go to a fast questions segment. Moving forward, we're going to take questions from Twitter, and I'm found at twitter.com/MichaelMills, and we'll take Twitter questions from people in the future. But today we're going to switch to fast questions. These are just simple questions, almost like a lightning round with quick answers and pretty straightforward. So who's your favorite subject so far, or whether it's a person or a place?
Gosh, that's a tough one to answer, to be able to narrow it down. I might have to give you a couple-part answer. First person that comes to mind or subject was a gentleman named Anthony Williams. He's a fashion designer. He's actually on Project Runway, and he was just, the energy and the creativity that exudes from him, it was just a pleasure to be around him and be able to capture just really fun images. So that was a great shoot. And then there's an actress that I've now worked with 2 different times, Brianne Davis. She's out in LA, and we just have such a fun time together, do a nice studio shoot, and just really try different looks, doing things a little more edgy, less traditional, and I've really enjoyed doing that.
She allowed you to kind of go for it.
Yeah, well, we just wanted to be more creative and not do just a traditional kind of staid portraits.
I'm totally envisioning Mike Myers and Austin Powers in his photo segment, but
it's kind of how it was.
See, there it is, and I'm done. Hardest assignment?
Oh, hardest assignment, gosh. That's a tough one. I can't really say that there's ever been. I think the assignments, had I known when I said yes that what I didn't know going into it, I look back now and I'm like, I can't believe I said, yeah, I can do that, not even knowing necessarily if I could or what the result would be. And the results have always been great. I haven't had a single displeased client yet, but it just kind of, sometimes I wonder now, knowing what I know and the difference between what I know now and then, it's like ignorance is bliss. I had no idea how much I still had to learn when I was first began doing this.
Favorite piece of equipment?
Well, you mean besides my camera,
or is there a specific camera, or?
Oh yeah, well, I love my Canon 5D Mark II. It's a phenomenal camera. I just love. I love all my lenses. That's the thing with photography too. It's not always just having one camera. If ideally in a perfect world, you obtain a lot of equipment, a lot of different lenses to be able to shoot different scenarios. So I've been fortunate that I've been able to grow my equipment base pretty quickly in a short time as well.
Plug to Canon, if anyone from Canon is watching online. Who or what do you most want to meet or photograph next?
Gosh, I think Madonna would be kick-ass. Obviously the energy, what she would bring to the table, talk about creativity and fearlessness. I think shooting someone like that would be awesome. Obviously it would be great to shoot someone like Barack Obama or Oprah, or I'd love to shoot Kate Middleton. Someone like classic beauty that you can just tell is confidence, and I like energy. I'm all about the energy of an image and what you can get from people and what they bring to the table, and seeing what how far you can take it.
Well, that is Sara Hanna. Go to www.sarahanna.com without the H's on the end.
Correct.
And we are at millsyblog.com. Sara, thank you so much for being with us and our inaugural guest on the blog segment.
Happy to do it.
Thank you very much.